There are certain aspects of life that we just cannot change. They're part of life and they're always going to be part of life. We can try to manage them, but that's the best we're going to do. In this little video, I want to talk about pain. It's part of life. It's part of the process of life. I don't necessarily like it, but it is the way to make progress. It is the way to grow and develop ourselves. Paul talked about it in 1 Corinthians 9:27, where he says, I discipline my body, I bring it into subjection. And that requires some effort, and there is pain in self-discipline as we cut things off of our lives and bring ourselves into better alignment with the footsteps of Jesus. It just is hard sometimes. It's tough. It's uncomfortable. But we ought not to be surprised, because Christ did say, straight and narrow is the way. So it is a difficult path. We do enter the kingdom through many tribulations. And so pain is part of the process. I'd say get used to it, but don't get naive. Don't get too silly on me. But this is what we do. We start as babies on the bottle, and then we start growing and developing and maturing, and hopefully get to that point where we eventually partake of meat, really do some things up. So if you're going to level up, then you're going to have to go through some pain, because in most endeavors, whether we're talking secular or spiritual, in most endeavors, there is a learning training process, and normally that training process involves pain. Now, it may not be horrific pain, it's just the pain of self-discipline. Let me give you a quick example. 2 Timothy 2:15, he says, study to show yourself approved. I'm of the opinion that many people would rather dig a ditch with a teaspoon than sit down for 30 minutes and study. Study is painfully hard for some people. Think about it. How many people have said on January 1st, I'm going to read through the Bible this year. I'm going to go cover to cover. And then it's so hard. It's so challenging. It's so painful for them that they barely make it past the first book of the Bible. It's hard. Life's hard. Everything's hard. If it's worth it, it's going to be hard. And you got to accept that pain is part of the package. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Who wants to be mediocre, right? So when you get in there and you learn to do it, then eventually it becomes easy. Another easy example. Remember the first time you drove a car? How hard was it? How scared were you? How awkward was it? Now, years later, you don't even think about it. That's just the way it is. We have folks here at our congregation that have been reading their Bible through once a year, every year for years. It's an enjoyable part of their life now. I have an idea. The very first year, it was a little bit tough to get everything scheduled in and get into the routine. But in time, it became a part of their life they look for. And that's the way it works. You train and you level up and you get to that new level, and you're a little awkward and things are just not real comfortable. And you stay at that level a while and things do get comfortable. And you do get really confident at that level. And then you level up again and you go through the whole process again. Climbing's hard. We're climbing, as we like to sing, we're climbing the mountain of faith. So we're climbing and it's tough. Now, Christianity is not a downhill stroll through a nice green valley. It's an uphill climb. And some days are going to be wonderful, energetic, and exciting. And other days are going to be hard. That's the way life works. And pain is just part of life. Now, if I'm wrong, and you know a way that eliminates all pain from life, physically, emotional, and mental, then I want you on this side of the camera, and I want you doing the videos, because I want to learn what you know. Otherwise, put your comments below, give it some thought, and have a great day.